everyone, and welcome to the channel. I'm back to break down this 3-game NBA DFS slate on DraftKings. Before we get into it, if you do enjoy the content at any point in this video, if you could please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. That would be greatly appreciated. YouTube does tell me about 60% of my audience does not subscribe, so if that's you and you're a returning visitor, enjoy the content, if you could just take 1 second, hit that subscribe button. If you are new and you enjoy the content, same rule applies for you. If you could hit that subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate it. A few announcements before we get into the breakdown. As always, if you're new, I do offer a NBA package over here on Patreon where you can get access to my premium NBA projections, NBA data sheet, player stats, team stats, play context stats, core plays, injury impact insights, and NBA Discord chat access. Got 11 members over there currently. When I do get to 25 members, I will be giving away a free lifetime subscription to all sports to one lucky winner. So looking forward to that giveaway once we reach 25. And received some really good feedback. Shout out to Anthony, who commented on the last video, one of my current patrons. He said, go ahead and buy it. It's worth it. Appreciate you, Anthony. I appreciate every single one of my patrons, and I'm going to continue to work hard to try to make this package valuable to you guys. So thank you for the support. If you are interested, check that out. Link below in the description. And I have recently partnered with Thrive Fantasy. Thrive Fantasy is a player props site, a DFS site. Really cool app. I'm really enjoying it. I think that the competition is a lot easier over here. There's a lot of edge to be had early on. If you're new to DFS and you've heard guys talk about, DFS in like 2016 or stuff, it is true. There's just certain times on new platforms where there is an edge to be had. And I'm really liking the format over here. It's a player props site. You can use promo code KJK DFS to receive a 100% deposit match when you deposit $20 or more, up to $50. And I've had a lot of success early on. I do think with NBA, with late news being released, there's a lot of times these player props are released and we can take advantage of late news, leverage some news, leverage some Vegas lines to pick these props. And then it is a format where you get 200 points per pick. If the prop is more likely to happen, you get less points. If it's less likely to happen, you get less points. I think you get the idea, and of course, smaller player pools. So, for instance, their big tournament tonight has 110 entries. First place gets 500, second place gets 300, third place gets 200. You're only competing against 100 other people, and these tournaments really aren't filling at all times. So, if it's only like 80, 90 people, you get even more of an edge. So, go ahead, check them out. Use promo code KJK DFS and receive a 100% deposit bonus up to $50 when you deposit $20 or more. Thrive Fantasy. Excited to be working with those guys. Loving the format. Check them out. And with that being said, let's go ahead and start breaking down this slate today. Do not forget to stay tuned to the end of the video for my lock of the night segment. If you're new to the channel, stay tuned to the end of the video. I'm going to give you my lock of the night. Last night being Gordon Hayward. He ended the night with the flame next to his name. We've been on a roll with those, looking to keep it going, so stay tuned for that. And let's go ahead and start breaking down this slate today. We only have a 3-gamer, which, if you're new to the channel, I like these two because we can dig into the more detailed stats. I can dig in a lot deeper than I would be able to on like a 10-game slate when I'm breaking these down with you guys. So, got to make it worth your time here. There's always an edge to be had. We got Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Patrick Beverley out for the Los Angeles Clippers. So that is going to open up a ton of usage on this Clippers side. So that's the very first thing that we need to be looking at on this slate. So we're going to go ahead and just look at how these Clippers players have fared on the season and figure out who will be our top plays here. So, breaking it down by salary, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Pat Bev are out. Keep in mind, that'll be updated in my projections later on in the day. So we're looking at Reggie Jackson right now, who is a 0.93 DK points per minute producer. I expect him to get around 30 minutes in this one. Going to have a lot of interest in him. We got Serge Ibaka, who is a 1.01 DK points per minute producer. Nicholas Batum, who is a 0.86 per minute producer. Luke Kennard, who is a 0.72 minute producer. And Lou Williams, who is a 0.88 per minute producer. And then guys like Marcus Morris, Patrick Patterson could get some more minutes as well. Ivica Zubac. So, based off these stats, we're looking to Marcus Morris. We're looking to Lou Williams. We are looking to Luke Kennard. We are looking to Nicholas Batum. We are looking to Serge Ibaka. These are the guys we really want to lock in on. Patrick Patterson, not that great of a fantasy point per minute producer. Also, Terrence Mann is a very interesting option at 4-4. That's who I'm looking to on this team. I really like Zubac. The only thing is, technically, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Patrick Beverley don't exactly free up more center minutes per se. And Clint Capella is questionable in this one. So Clint Capella and Trae Young are questionable as well, which is going to free up usage on the Atlanta side. Got to keep an eye on if those guys are on. So that's a lot up in the air, but Reggie Jackson, Serge Ibaka, Nicholas Batum, Luke Kennard, Lou Williams, all these guys are going to get a ton of usage. Love all these guys. Marcus Morris is the most underpriced out of the group, I'd say, for sure. At only 4,700, he's my favorite based on his price tag and his upside, so you got to like him. Terrence Mann, if he does get the minutes, which, I would expect him to get a lot more minutes as well. We went over his DK point per minute production, so he becomes an intriguing option as well. And yeah, if I'm picking my favorites, it's Lou Williams for sure. It's Marcus Morris Sr. for sure. Those two guys really pop off the page as far as the price tag. Reggie Jackson, Serge Ibaka, Nicholas Batum. I mean, they're all kind of even, to be honest, at first glance. I am going to be keeping an eye on my projections for sure. I always lean on my projections, so if you're a Patreon member, keep an eye on those. You'll get access to my core plays at the end of the slate. We're going to get these minutes locked in on who's playing what as we get closer to lock. So keep an eye on that one. And then, of course, on the Atlanta side, it does come down to if Trae Young and Clint Capella are in. If they're both in, going to love them. This game's going to have a much better chance of staying close, obviously, with no Paul George, Kawhi Leonard. And I think that the Clippers team is deep enough to keep the game close, even though they don't have them. So would love Trae Young, would love Clint Capella. Would definitely love whoever, if one is in and one is out, you got to love the other one even more, just based on usage. And then if they're both out, John Collins, DeAndre Hunter, Kevin Huerter, Gallinari is listed as questionable. Cam Reddish is listed as questionable. It's looking like Gallinari is a true questionable after returning off an injury. I'd expect him to have a much higher chance of getting rested than Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish is listed as probable. So if Gallinari's out, that's going to make us like the rest of these Atlanta guys even more. Open up some more minutes for the wings. Guys like a Solomon Hill down here at 3-1. Not exactly a good fantasy point per minute producer, so not really all that sure that I'm trying to go there too much on this slate where we have so many good value options. But, if Trae Young's out, that makes Rajon Rondo a tremendous play. Would be looking to play him. Got 30 minutes last time out with no Trae Young. So a lot of value to be had in this one. Yeah. Going to have a lot of interest in a lot of these guys based on usage and stuff opening up. Moving further along to Washington at Houston. This game right now comes in with a 2.5 point spread in favor of the Houston Rockets. There is no over-under released yet, but I have a feeling this game is going to be a very high total. Neither of these teams play defense. I would expect this game to be moving at a very, very fast pace. Christian Wood is listed as questionable. So it's looking like Christian Wood is more so doubtful. So I'd expect him to be out. He's coming out at 8.7 price tag. That's going to open up more minutes for DeMarcus Cousins. Davis Bertans is out as well. Rui Hachimura for the Washington side. So that means, for one, on the Washington side, a guy that I was really high on last time out and I was talking to people about, and I don't think the word got out on him. I saw on Twitter that there was a beat writer saying that Alex Len was going to get some good run. He ended up getting 21 minutes. He put up 20.25 DraftKings points. And I do think that there's more room for him to get even more run in his second game with his team. So Alex Len at 3-3 is a very intriguing value play to me. I did have some Jordan Bell exposure last time out in some tournaments, hoping maybe he'd get some run. He only got 3 minutes, so that one didn't pay out. That was a little bit more of a risky play. But Alex Len I knew was getting minutes. At 3-3, he could absolutely smash that price tag. There's no Mo Wagner. There's no Denny Avicii. There's no Ish Smith. There's no Rui, Davis Bertans, Thomas Bryant. All the bigs are out. So that means they're going to be relying very heavily on Robin Lopez and Alex Len. Now, Robin Lopez got 24 minutes last time out, so it looks like it's going to be kind of like a 50-50 center split. I'm hoping that they don't announce Alex Len as starting because I think that we can get him at lower ownership than he should be at. So keep your eye on that one. If you are a viewer, I'm going to give you the inside insight as to playing him. So no Christian Wood. That means DeMarcus Cousins is going to be a good play at 6K, taking on this Washington team that is just dreadful defensively. I mean, Robin Lopez traditionally is a good defender, but if Boogie's getting like 33, 30 minutes, this guy is going to just absolutely continue to kill because at a 6K price tag, this guy's been a 1.41 DK point per minute producer, which is very, very good. So all in on DeMarcus Cousins still, even though he's got a price bump up, I don't care with this team still being hurt. Love him. Love Russell Westbrook, love Bradley Beal for sure. All the usage in this offense is going through these two guys. The only thing I am concerned about is Russell Westbrook's minutes limit. I'm really hoping they let him go all out in this one, taking on Houston, his former team. We got a big revenge narrative here, and if you have been playing NBA DFS or if you're just an NBA fan in general, you should know that Russell Westbrook lives for this stuff. He's a very big narrative guy. When there's a narrative, like for instance when Kevin Durant left OKC, I was all in on this guy. Taking on his former team, the only thing that's going to stop me from being all in on Russell Westbrook is if he is limited to minutes. So he might be, which is going to stink. I'm hoping they say he's a full go because I'll be all in on some Russell Westbrook tonight. Victor Oladipo at 7-9, all in on him as well. This Washington team is terrible defensively. In his new role on Houston, Victor Oladipo is going to get a ton of usage. Love him in this one. Eric Gordon, love him. It's going to be Eric Gordon, DeMarcus Cousins, and Victor Oladipo that are shooting most of the shots. So these three guys, play them in your lineups and feel very good about it. Jayshawn Tate continues to be a guy that has some upside, but he's priced all the way up now. You know, we were able to get him like in the 4K range. Now he's at 5-1. He can still get you there, but I don't really think he has too much room for upside in the 40 range or so. I'd rather just be sticking to my guns because Daniel House Jr. is back. That's going to cut into his usage a little more. Daniel House Jr. becomes an interesting play. I think he's going to be limited as first game back is the only problem, so maybe can't really go there. That's going to limit guys like Nwaba, like Tate. I'm going to continue to like the big three, as mentioned, Eric Gordon, Victor Oladipo, DeMarcus Cousins. However, these guys down here going to cut into their usage a little more than I'd like. On the Washington side, if Ish Smith and Raul Neto continue to be out, that's going to make me continue to like a guy like a Garrison Matthews. Had a lot of interest in him last time out at 3-4. He has got a price bump up to 4-2, so he's kind of got to get you like 30 plus now for you to really feel happy about that, or close to it. So in tournaments, so that kind of stinks. But if all these guys are out, I'm still going to like him. If Raul Neto's in, I'm going to like him. He's a true questionable, so. I tend to think he's going to be out, so I'd have some interest in Matthews still. Same rule applies for Robinson. Jerome Robinson, last time out, seeing 35 minutes, putting up 31 DraftKings points. That was really good at 3.5. He has seen a price bump up to 4K, but going to continue to see those minutes. So Ben McLemore, Sterling Brown are going to take a hit with Daniel House Jr. coming back, so these guys are going to be a lot more limited. Not really sure I'm looking to go there. I mean, these guys could get hot and could get you there, but their minutes are going to be spread thin between Brown, Mason Jones, and Ben McLemore. So, personally, not looking to go there, and that's my overall breakdown in this one. Moving further along, New York at Utah. Julius Randle comes in on a 9-7 price tag. This game comes in with a 213 over-under and an 11-point spread in favor of the Utah Jazz. Expected to be a very slow game. Expected to be a blowout, so my fade of the slate would be Julius Randle. I'm not looking to go to him. He's priced all the way up at 9-7. It's a slow-paced game. It's expected to be a blowout, so Julius Randle is my fade of the slate. I would not be playing any Julius Randle. Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, same thing. These guys are priced up. I'm not looking to play them in this game. There's better options. We mentioned an Alex Len. There's better options to pay up for. Not interested. RJ Barrett, 6'6", Mike Conley at 6'5", Jordan Clarkson at 6'1". These three guys get a lot of usage, so sure, maybe one of them can get you there because they're priced more appropriately down in the 6K range. They make a lot more sense. So we'll see how my projections grade out in the end. But it's just tough to go there. Honestly, if I'm playing this game, I'm playing the blowout narrative. I'm playing Alec Burks, taking on his former team in Utah. You can play that narrative. And Alex Burks is just a very good fantasy point per minute producer. Let's see. Priced at 5.3 so far in the season. He's producing at a 1.03 DK point per minute rate. I love playing Alec Burks. He'd be my top play in this game for sure because he's still going to get run if this game turns into a blowout, so I like him. I like him even more if Reggie Bullock and Austin Rivers are out. Reggie Bullock does look like he'll continue to be out. Austin Rivers is probable. So actually, let's see. He came back and logged 29 minutes in his first game back last time out. He's only at 4K. He's a very intriguing play as well. He would get minutes in a blowout. So I like him. Nerlens Noel as well as an intriguing play. A guy that's seeing around 20 minutes. If this game turns into a blowout at 3-6, Nerlens Noel can crush that price tag. So I think that he's a really intriguing play as well. I'm playing this game as if it's a blowout. That would be my advice to you guys. I'm playing Nerlens Noel. I'm playing Austin Rivers. I'm playing some Alec Burks. You could play some Joe Ingles at 4-3 on the Utah side. He could definitely get you there in a blowout. Shaq Harrison at 3K is an intriguing play. Now, keep in mind, there's a possibility, this guy only plays like 5 minutes if this game stays close. But Shaq Harrison is a guy that traditionally, if you've been playing DFS for a while, if he gets some minutes, he can crush. He's very good at DFS. Not exactly the best NBA player. There's a reason he doesn't start, but he could be interesting. And then lastly, you got guys like Dennis Smith Jr. And you got a guy like Kevin Knox. Now, these are all dart plays, guys. Don't be going all in on these guys thinking you don't have any risk. It's going to be a guaranteed to blow out. And I'm a genius. I could look like a genius. Honestly, I think I will look good after it. I believe in my takes, but you never know. If the game stays close, it's not going to be looking too hot for you if you play on these guys. So, and then Frank Ntilikina is probable as well. So, he was active last time, and he didn't see any minutes. So, another interesting option. Some good dart plays in this one. If you're playing a bunch of lineups, you could throw these guys in there. If they get some minutes, you'll be looking real good. You got Taj Gibson as well. Maybe throw in a Taj Gibson. Big man at 3K, comes in off the bench in a blowout, and can get you there as well. Just something to think about, some food for thought, some ideas on this 3-game slate, some ways to get different. Quickly as well, last guy, 5'2", young kid, could get some big run. Put up 42 DraftKings points last time out in only 42 minutes. Could get some extended run in a blowout, so he'd probably be, a very viable play. More so realistic than these other guys we talked about, so quickly, very interesting play as well. And that is my overall breakdown of this 3-game slate. Before I let you guys go, I got to give you my lock of the night. Let's get into it. And my lock of the night tonight is going to be Mr. John Wall. A narrative I didn't even get to in the breakdown. You got to bring it up. Facing his former team. I spoke about some other guys and some revenge narratives, like a Russell Westbrook. But we got John Wall priced at 6'9" on this slate. That's way too cheap. Seeing only 21 minutes in his first game out last time in return on the 23rd, has had a couple days to get some more practice sessions in. I'd expect his minutes to be ramped all the way back up in this one. First game taken on his former team since being traded to Houston. Absolutely love him at the 6'9" price tag. And I'd look for John Wall to have a big performance tonight in Houston. Love him at this 6'9" price tag, and there was no doubt in my mind that he is my lock of the night. So there you have it, guys. Lock of the night. John Wall narrative for you. Taking on the former team. Absolutely love him in this game tonight. And with that being said, that is all from me for this one. If you did enjoy the content, if you could please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. Go ahead and check out my Patreon package, link below in the description if you're interested in some further content from me. Premium projections, all that stuff at a very affordable price compared to the rest of the industry. Getting a lot of good feedback on that. Come and join the KJK DFS team and start winning some more money today. And don't forget to check out Thrive Fantasy. Use promo code KJK DFS to receive a 100% deposit bonus when you deposit $20 or more up to $50 today. Check out Thrive Fantasy. Great app. Excited to be working with those guys. I'm going to be playing over there tonight for sure, as always. Loving the edge over there. I think there's some easy money to be had. And with that, all that out of the way, wish you guys all the best of luck tonight, and we will see you in the next one.